What is going on, y'all? Goofy Rexy here, and hope everybody is doing well. And welcome, guys, to the weekly headliner update, week number 48. Now, if you're new to the weekly headliner, this is where we discuss what is upcoming this week in Marvel Strike Force, and then we recap the important topics from the previous week as well. Now, we have a few things to talk about this week. Obviously, we had the Thanosgiving event last week, which not very well received, and of course the accumulation of everything. I'm opening up our Thanosgiving orbs here. I'm going to show you what I got. I'm pretty sure that you guys probably got something similar to that as well. We also have the Ikaris event that's live right now. A lot of players feel as if though this event was not as great. Some call it trash. I don't think it's trash, but I'm going to sort of give my assessment here on the Ikaris event. I don't think it's as bad as some people are making it, but we'll talk about that here in the video. And then we also have some patch information that I want, patch details, not information, patch details I want to talk about here. Just some predictions as to when I do think some of these characters are going to go live, when I think patch is going to be sometime next week here. We'll talk about that, guys, and so much more in this video on the weekly headliner update. And we're going to start right now. All right, welcome back, guys. And of course, if it's your first time coming to the channel here and you would like to see some more Marvel Strike Force content, then consider hitting that subscribe button. Also hit the notification bell so that you will know when my videos do go live. And then down below in the description, there's a few links that are there. One where you can join my Discord and become a part of the Goof Truth community there. There's also my Twitch link where I do stream Marvel Strike Force content on a weekly basis. There's my Twitter, there's my Facebook link that's also down below where I do post updates on a weekly basis as well. There's my Patreon link, which is another way for you to support the channel. So take a look at Patreon and where you can unlock some tiered rewards there as well. And in Amazon coins, if you're looking to save some money on your Marvel Strike Force or even mobile in-game purchases, then Amazon coins is right for you. That's what I use to save up to 20% here on my Marvel Strike Force purchases. And that's definitely helpful for me. The link down below gives some instructions on how you can go ahead and take advantage of that. And of course, if you're going to be re-upping your Amazon coins, definitely would support the channel if you use that link that's down below as well. That link is usually good for 24 hours. All right, so let's jump into the first topic for this week, which is going to be the Thanosgiving event, Thanksgiving, Infinity Feast, whatever it is, man. Listen, I've already said my piece on the Thanosgiving event already. I thought it was a major missed opportunity by Scopely. This was supposed to be an event where you were supposed to say, hey, thank you players, thank you to the community for putting up with us, for continuing to play our game, for, you know, the large bugs that we make, that we mess up, and the things that we do that maybe don't always make you happy. But in this season of giving, we're gonna give you some stuff. And don't get me wrong, they gave us some stuff, right? I said this already. I made a video about it. I talked about the fact that there are actually some pretty good rewards throughout the free-to-play version of these milestones, right? You were able to get 3 prestige orbs, which had the possibility of landing 10 million gold. Very few players, I think, got it, but there were some players who did get 10 million gold, and congratulations to you. I'm jealous as heck, but congratulations to you for getting that orb. There was more gold that you could get through this. There was some teal gear, right? Augmented teal gear. Tesseract, you're gonna need that for Dagger if you want to bring her into Dark Dimension 5. This right here, I have no idea. Probably can use that for some future character, but hey, you have 5 of it, you got a decent head start. There was some good gold, there were some other orbs, there were some good resources that were in here, man. The adamantium. I digress. There's a lot of really good stuff here, but what felt bad was the fact that you couldn't properly complete the rest of the milestone. Even if you wanted to grind it out, even if you wanted to say, hey, I'm going to blitz multiple times here, because you're doing the blitzing anyways, because the eternal connections of it is going, I'm going to blitz heavy anyways. I'm going to grind it out because I want to get the remaining milestones that are here, more augmented gear, more prestige orbs. Yeah, Thanos shards, whatever I could do without it. Those are just going to go to Ultimus frags. But hey, there's some good characters in the Ultimus orb, so maybe you could have got some benefit from that. But if you wanted to get through these milestones, you couldn't just grind through it, man. You had to spend money in order to be able to do it, and not just like little money. You had to spend a G in order to be able to do it, and that's the part that felt really bad, right? That was where I feel like they missed the mark. You're supposed to say thank you to the community. Instead, you said, no, here's some stuff that are good. Don't get me wrong, it's good stuff, free stuff is free stuff, right? But in order for you to be able to get the real juicy items, you're gonna have to spend a lot of money in order to be able to do so. And I think that's where this went wrong. Obviously they created the spending portion of this event to attract the whales and the krakens who are going to try to push to get into Dark Dimension 5. That was their thought process with it, but they should not do this for this event. This was a Thanksgiving event. It feels bad that this is what they did where this event is concerned. So curious to know where your guys' thoughts are. I've already expressed it so far, right, where my thoughts are. I just feel like this is a major mismark, and I feel like they need to make up for this by doing another event that's largely a thank you to the player community. Maybe they're going to do it in Christmas, but yeah, man, massive fail where that is concerned. Now, all right, and jumping into the next event, which is the Eternal Connections event here, which is the Ikaris event, of course, where you can get your Ikaris shards. Now, I want to say this. I feel like the community was overall salty here and kind of carried over to the Eternal Connections event because what we were experiencing with the Thanosgiving event here. But players said that the event was trash. The Ikaris event is trash. I actually don't think it's trash. I just don't think it's as good as what we've seen before, right? We had like a bomb event with Shang-Chi. Like Shang-Chi's event was good. You were able to get shards. You were able to get stuff, other things, hero uniques. There were a lot of really good items that there. There were orbs, or you could get other resources as well. It was a whole thing, right? Like that was a really, really, really solid event. And then we've kind of seen each event store character that's been released kind of take a little bit of a dip. We got Lady Deathstrike, where if you're free to play, you're kind of mostly just getting Lady Deathstrike shards. You couldn't get the costume bits. You couldn't really do anything else. And here with Ikaris, it's even worse. Like if you're free to play, you gotta just be purchasing Ikaris shards in the event store. That's pretty much basically all that you can do. You don't really have any sort of leniency to grab any sort of other shards or orbs or anything like that. And that's kind of pretty much basically why I think a lot of people initially thought that this was a trash event. Probably some still do. I don't think it is. I think here's the thing. It's an easy event to do, right? Like I haven't done a bunch of blitzes right now. I've literally done one blitz since this thing restarted. And I'm probably going to do maybe 2 or 3 more, 4 more, whatever. And I'll be able to easily get through these milestones. It's really no thing, right? The campaign energy portion of this, hey, you can get through this pretty quickly as well. And if you want to spend additional, now you're probably some may be spending some more cores, right? Because there are these ranked rewards that are on this side. So if you can kind of spend enough, the thing about it is that we don't know what the meter is. Like, I don't know if I spend XYZ amount of campaign energy, then I'm going to be able to land in the top 21 to 30% or the top 31 to 45. Like none of us really know exactly like what the number is per se. But either way, the bulk of you being able to purchase your shards are probably going to come from the rank rewards. And this is going to run twice throughout the duration of the event. But I think the reason why players feel bad about this, man, is just because you don't have really any sort of leniency to really grab anything else if you're free to play. Like you only can grab Ikaris shards. Like I just grabbed mine before this reset. My store just reset 30 minutes ago here. So I gotta build this currency back up and then grab some more Ikaris shards, which I'll be able to do soon. But the thing about it is, it's like, man, like you can't grab the yellow flash bits if you wanted to get the Hawkeye costume, which pass. And then you have like you can't grab the augmented gear. And the more I look at this, between the Thanosgiving event, where you saw a bunch of rewards that you could get if you spend a bunch of money, a bunch of the augmented gear, the teal gear, right? We're seeing it again in the store. Hey, if you want to spend more, if you want to spend money to grab the Eternal Spirits, then you could get the additional gear that you want to enter into Dark Dimension 5. And that's pretty much basically how I feel that they've created these events. These events have been created so for the Krakens and for the whales, hey, for free to play, you can get the basic stuff. You can get the prestige orbs for Thanosgiving. You can get all that other stuff. For this event, you can get Ikaris shards. But if you want to get anything else, it's all for Krakens and whales if you want to get anything else. And I don't know. I think that's the reason why the Eternal Spirit event feels bad. Now, I want to ask Krakens, whales, how do you feel about the Eternal Connections event? Do you think that it's also trash as well? Even though you can get augmented gear, are you saying, hey, listen, it doesn't even matter, man, because I want to get more shards for Ikaris. So Yeah, because look at this 3,000, 1,500. That's a lot of Eternal Spirits to spend on that. Yeah, you probably want to get more shards for Ikaris, right? So I think that's the reason why this event feels bad, but I think it feels worse because of what happened with Thanosgiving. I don't think players would feel as bad about this event if it wasn't for Thanosgiving. Those are just kind of my thoughts here. But overall assessment, it's not, I don't think it's as lucrative as Shang-Chi. Shang-Chi's event was really good, man. It was easy to complete. Easy event to complete. There's a little bit of ambiguity because we don't know exactly where the rank rewards are going to land, so we're going to have to see what happens tonight. And then it feels bad that you can't really get a lot of Ikaris shards. You can get a 4-star character though. The numbers were done. 186 shards you can get if you're free to play by just completing all the milestones and getting the bare minimum rank rewards. You can get a 4-star character. But yeah, if you want to get teal gear or anything like that, like if you're an endgame player like myself, you really don't have that opportunity to do so unless you are going to spend money to get more Eternal Spirits. So that's pretty much basically where my thoughts are with this event. But let's digress from that. Additionally, keeping in line with the Thanos events or the Thanksgiving events here, they did offer some other stuff. There were some Black Friday offers here. Now, largely, I kind of feel like I was a little bit let down this year with Black Friday offers. Obviously, I'm only showing the ones that were released last night. Like this offer right here is okay. I mean, $20 for me, I would not spend. I'm a budgeted spender anyways. I only spend money on characters. And usually it's either a $50 offer or if it's an event campaign character, depending on the event campaign character, I might just buy a $25 offer for that character or $20 offer for that character. So for me, like offers like this just don't entice me a lot, especially where I'm at in the game right now. I mean, 5 mega orbs could land me a bunch of Ultimus fragments, so it really doesn't entice me. But the offers I feel were a little bit lackluster. This offer is just really weird. 5 shards for this stuff. This basically is just the campaign energy offer. That's essentially what that is right there, which I guess if you're evaluating it that way, you have to see whether or not this makes sense based on the amount of cores that you would spend to get that campaign energy. You kind of have to make that assessment from there. But I felt like this year the offers for Black Friday were a little bit lackluster. I thought last year there were some really good ones. There was like the Elite 4, the Elite 5, the Elite 6, $25 for the Elite 6 orb, right? Like that was really good. That was in comparison to what they usually charge that for. That was actually pretty good. I felt a little bit let down with the offers this year. But there was one offer that they kept on. There was a recurring offer that showed up in the store quite often, and that was this 1 core offer. Now, not all the 1 core offers were great, but honestly, 1 core, spending one core just to get stuff, I thought was pretty good. This was probably the best one though out of all of them. This 1 core offer, I took a snapshot of this. It was the 3,000 Thanosgiving fragments, but then you had 1.5 gold orb. You had the T4, right? That gets you halfway to a basic or halfway to at least close enough, right, to being able to upgrade an ability. You got the Elite 5 credit, and of course you got the 20 gold promotion credits, which are really hard to get in the game right now. So listen, the Black Friday offers for me were a little bit of a letdown. However, I do feel that the 1 core offers were actually pretty damn good, and definitely anybody should take advantage of that because it's just 1 core that you're spending to get those. This was probably the best offer of the week. I didn't really see anything else that was really, I didn't buy anything else. Pretty much put it that way. That's pretty much basically where I went with that. But funneling on to something else, we got, all right, next topic I wanted to talk about here was Silver Surfer and raid season. So raid season is ending right now. Well, not ending, it's starting. New final raid season. The final raid season for Silver Surfer is starting and going active right now. Beta raids are ending, and we're going to be going into gamer raids because we all love gamer raids. Said no one ever. But yeah, we're going into new raid season here. Final raid season for Silver Surfer. I'm about 70 shards away from getting Silver Surfer to 7 stars. Let's keep it real. I'm not getting him to 7 stars. It's just not happening. It's a hope and a prayer that we won't even pray. But just wanted to think about this again. I think I asked this a couple weeks ago. Hey, who do we think is going to be the next character that's going to be going to the raid milestones? And I think my bet, just based on Ikaris and how he was released, I feel like it's going to be him, man. I feel like it's the limitation on shards. Yes, a 4-star character, but it's a limitation on shards. that you can get for him. I just feel like he's going to be the next character that's going to go there. I don't think Weapon X, really any Weapon X characters make sense to me. I think you could probably make a case for Deathpool. I think Deathpool could probably be a character that goes there, right? But overall, man, I really, really don't think there's no other character in my head. Maybe Cersei, right? Ikaris or Cersei. I put them in the same breath. Or maybe one of the other new Warriors characters, maybe Dagger, maybe Deathpool. Maybe they put both of them in the Raid milestone. So want to know, who do you guys think is going to go to the Raid milestones here? Curious to hear your guys' thoughts on where that is concerned. But wanted to shift gears and talk about this. This is exciting. So not patch information, but patch thoughts here, predictions. So obviously we got this picture last week. We talked about it last week. And then we got the prediction changes on this, right? So Marvel Strike Force put this information out. They showed the silhouette of characters that will be coming into the game. We already know that this was Magic, and then we had to guess who the next characters were going to be. So some great minds pool themselves together and then put out another picture. This is not officially from Twitter, but put out a picture saying that these are going to be who we think are going to be the next characters. So we have Magic, we have Spider-Gwen here, Scarlet Spider, Spider-Punk, and then of course we have T'Challa as our guest as to who the next characters are going to be. And in fairness, I do think what gets me excited about this, now I don't think this is actually official. We haven't heard any information yet about Spider-Gwen and the rest of these characters, but I'm thinking that the next patch is most likely going to be on the 8th. I think that's 8th or the 7th. So next week, 7th or 8th, I think is probably when we can expect that there's going to be a patch in the game. And with that being said, I think that we're probably going to start to see our first Spider character most likely the week of or the week after. Probably that's when we're going to see Spider-Gwen. Probably the week of or the week after is when we're going to start to see some of these Spider characters sort of kind of pool in here. I'm more curious to see where these characters are going to land in terms of the meta. Are they going to be a raid meta team? I for damn sure hope that they're not going to be a war meta team. We already have Weapon X, and this would be, for as exciting as Spider characters are, I think to play with or to use in any other game, I think that would be a massive letdown if this team was primarily a war team. It already looks like the X-Men team is going to be a war team. The Uncanny X-Men team is going to be a war team. So I really would like to see them funnel some of these characters here to be used in probably raids. I think when we take a look, right, obviously at the Symbiote team, which is my favorite team in the game, I just feel like their ship has sailed, man. They're performing very well. But even going through some of these nodes right now, even in Greek raids, like I'm using X-Men and Beta raids in the Bio and Mutant nodes, and I'm like, dude, like X-Men just obliterate this node as to where I'm taking 4.5 minutes just to be able to get through this node with the symbiotes, right? And the X-Men are doing this in 2 minutes less than that. They're blasting through the 2 minutes. You're using in other nodes, if you're in the skill section, you're using Secret Avengers. It's not even it's a joke now, right? And symbiotes just seem this way. They don't have enough damage. Their damage, the way that team was designed and built is that team was designed and built for their damage to be predicated upon these bleeds. And if you're not applying, and you have to really kind of working, get the bleeds going, spread the bleeds, it just takes too long to do it when other teams could do it better and other teams could do it quicker. So I don't know. I could definitely see this team being like a bio team. This team probably being a bio raid team with probably a rework of Spider-Man, maybe a rework of Miles. That's probably what we're predicting here. So curious to see where this is going to happen. But I do think, remember that this is usually a longer patch because they don't do an actual official patch in January. So this is going to be a longer patch. So we're probably going to see T'Challa probably sometime. I would say T'Challa and Spider-Punk we're probably not going to see until January. And I believe, of course, Magic's is going to be patch day, and then Spider-Gwen and Scarlet Spider probably sometime next month in December. But wrapping up, guys, talking about some other stuff here. We have the Training Mat event that's going to be going live on Friday. So there's going to be a double drop event for that. So get yourself prepared for the Training Mat event. Remember that you do need skilled military characters in order for you to be able to get through that event. And then our blitzes this week. The first one is going to be Spider-Man, which of course probably going to be one of those reworked characters. And on Thursday we have Night Nurse as well. So Gonna be kind of a shorter video here, obviously, for the weekly headliner. Not much to talk about. We're gonna have to see sort of what happens. If we get a blog post this Friday, probably will. See what's gonna happen over the next couple of weeks here. See potentially when we can see the patch. I'm assuming that we're gonna get an official notice of what's going on and when these characters are going to be, or the character kits are going to be coming to the game here. Well, I'm curious, what other topics, guys, that you guys want to talk about here? What other things are you curious about? What's frustrated you over this past week? I feel like there's a lot. I got a video I'm going to talk about tomorrow where I feel like there's actually a big topic that we should be discussing moving forward. But I appreciate you guys watching the video. Until next time, guys, y'all be blessed and y'all be safe.